Hi, fellow old farts. It's Bob. We are, this is our second show since the restart here. I don't have a window open here to see how many of you are really there, but I have to tell you, we've got an incredible show today. Um, and I know that there's about 20, 25 of you, sometimes a few more that get to watch this show live. And I know there's about 300 people that usually watch it on the rerun. So I have to tell you, I think this is going to be a show that you will want to rerun. And if you're catching just the beginning here, um, first of all, I have a co-host, my fellow Henderson resident here, Tom Dowling, which you all know as Lens Capture. He's now living almost in the same neighborhood as I am. We are probably 4 or 5 miles from each other. And I know he has been a member in strong standing in the drone community for lots and lots of years. And I mean, as soon as everybody found out I was in Las Vegas, they said, "Oh, you got to meet Tom," And it only took us about 6 months, but we did, and we've been out flying together, and it's been a great connection so far. And so anyway, Tom is going to co-host the show with me today. I do have an announcement that I want to get off in the front end of this before I bring Tom in. Is the cruise that we got in the planning stages right now. I know there was a lot of interest when I first announced it. We've sold a few of the cabins are spoken for, and but there's a good chunk of them left. And we just found out today that October 10th is the cutoff for the $500 per cabin refundable deposit. So if 6 months from now you decide we can't do this, you get your $500 back. So it's if you're thinking that you want to do this, now is the time. Let me bring up here for those of you that may not have heard this news, and I can't imagine that anybody out there has not heard this news, but we're putting together this Old Farts drone cruise through Alaska. We're going to start off in Anchorage area, and hopefully we're going to have a couple days of drone flying in the Anchorage area. There's a number of great people in the Anchorage area, as some of you know, and we will go to 3 or 4 different stops over those first couple days. Then we get on the cruise ship. The cruise ship makes 6 stops to Vancouver, and there should be spots in every one of those that we will be able to fly at. And or if you want to just take another tour in those stops, you can do that too. And then we're coming back to Vancouver. And in Vancouver, we hope to spend another maybe couple nights. And in the Vancouver area, there are some gorgeous places to fly, but it's very difficult for the United States citizens to get the Canadian drone license. And I don't remember off the top of my head right now what it is. I'm sure somebody in the chat knows what that's called, but you can fly a under 250 drone. So if you have a mini 1, 2, or 3 there, that would be the ideal drone to bring along on this trip. So anyway, we have some gorgeous cabins, what we had available. I want to tell everybody too that if you're considering this or know anybody that's considering this, this cruise line is starting to sell out this cruise, and we were able to capture, 16 cabins, and we may be able to get more, but we have to confirm these 16 cabins by October 10th. So there's the business part of this. Now, I want to get on to introducing our co-host. I know a lot of you, especially you on the East Coast. Excuse me, I need to get some water. Know Tom Dowling, and Tom is a recent a 2022 transplant to the Nevada desert here. And I believe I'm going to let him tell you how much he's enjoying that. Tom?
Hey, Bob. Hey, everybody in the chat. Thank you for that nice introduction, Bob. And yes, we have taken root here in the beautiful southwest of Vegas. We arrived actually November 30th. And we came cross country in our RV. First time RV is also. So we figured we'd shove as much in to life experience that we could, right? So we made our way out here. We've had a blast out here. Bob and I got to meet up finally, which was great, with his beautiful wife Audrey and his friend Brian and Poe. Okay, so we plan on going back out with Poe again. I have I'm regressing, actually. We just bought a 1/8 scale RC car, okay? And Bob is just hankering for me to get that out there so Poe can chase it around. I recently put up a video, minute and a half, I think minute 45 video of driving that little RC car around a dirt track here in Vegas. There's so much out here. So much to offer out here. We moved out here from the East Coast, retired from public safety in New York City, came out here for a better quality of life, and we found it. Beautiful neighborhoods. Vegas is like any other big city. It's got its crime, it's got its crap to deal with, but nowhere near on the scale that the Big Apple had. So very, very happy to be out here. And flying out here is a blast. There's so much diversity, natural diversity out here in the Southwest. It's not just a desert. People think, we're down in the driest part of the United States, which is not a lie, but, 12% humidity means my wife's hair is straight. Okay.
Yeah.
But, it's so diverse here. One thing we didn't miss in New York was the snow, okay? Because New York snow is not something you relish. It doesn't stay white for very long. It normally turns gray within minutes of hitting the ground, or yellow, and we don't have to go into that. But we went up to Mount Charleston in southern Nevada. We took a drive in February. We drove up to Mount Charleston. We played in the snow. It was white. It was fluffy. It was fun. We jumped back in the car. When we got home, it was 73 degrees. And Bob, what was that? A 35-minute, 40-minute trip?
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we went
45 minutes. Maybe.
People don't realize Las Vegas is high altitude desert. So Las Vegas is at around 2,700 feet. Where I'm at just a little over 3,000 feet. So what's nice is we look down at Vegas at night, which is gorgeous. But then we go up to
right
Mount
up the hill from me.
Yeah, Mount Charleston is, I believe, 11,812 feet at the summit.
Yeah.
So, a 35-minute drive, which is, by the way, a pleasant drive, not a New York drive. So
but you need to climb about 2,000 of that feet to get to that summit.
Yes, if you get to the summit, but you can drive.
You can drive up to
2,000 feet which is a phenomenal lookout, by the way, to look out over southern Nevada, and to fly up there is a blast. Okay, So, if I get high enough, and then with my 1,640-foot maximum altitude limitation with my DJI drone and my Part 107, which is critical, okay? So I maintain no more than a 400-foot distance from the mountain as I climb it, I'm still legal. But we have oasis out here. We have wetlands. We have just unbelievable beauty out here. We have a dry lake bed 20 minutes from us, so we can take the pickup
Pretty
truck out there.
isn't it?
It's great. We're having a blast.
We've been, I fell into this place in 1974. It was, I actually watched the dam overflow. Okay,
if only we could go back to that. Huh?
Yes, in the mid 80s, the dam overflowed, and they had to open up the overflow gates that were built into it in 1930. And and now seeing what's going on, but just the beauty of it, and so many people from not just from the East Coast, but from California and from the Midwest. I mean, it is just amazing to watch this, little city. And, all of you that don't live here, when you think of Las Vegas, you think of these lights and the Strip and all that hoo-ha, and for those of us that live here, that's like a minor distraction in a small part of town,
Well, it's much like, Bob, it's much like, New Yorkers do not spend every day in Times Square.
No.
In fact, most native New Yorkers do their very best to avoid Times Square.
Yes.
Okay.
Of course.
Much like we do in short order out here, Bob, avoid the Strip. Okay. And yesterday they had our first major league professional team won a championship, the WNBA Las Vegas Aces, and they had a huge ticker tape parade. Well, huge for Vegas. I think it was 3 blocks long.
It went from Caesar's Palace to Bellagio.
I wonder who was paying for that, by the way. Okay,
Caesar's Palace and Bellagio.
Bellagio. Right.
Yes.
But, we what we do is, like, my brother and sister-in-law are coming in on Sunday, and we'll go see a show on the Strip one night while they're here.
Yeah.
But other than that, when we have friends come into town and they stay on the Strip, because people want to stay at the Venetian or the Palazzo, right?
Oh, you got to experience it once in your life. You
ask them, do that. What day of the week do you want us to plan the escape to get you off? Right? Because then I got to figure out, right, Bob, my back way into the self-parking or the valet to pick them up.
Yes, you learn all the back doors to every casino here. But we never drive on the Strip.
If you do travel to Vegas, please rent a car at least one day out of your trip.
Get out of town.
Just take a drive to see what Vegas really is, and 30 minutes away is Red Rock Canyon. And Bob, is there any place more spectacular? I mean, it's
that is one of the best places that they are 100% drone friendly.
A national conservation area.
There's 2 parts of it that you can't fly in. But and that's because there's just too many people around those 2 spots. That's all, But I mean, I have to tell you, that is worth a trip for everybody, Definitely. And right adjacent to it is an area called Calico Basin, and there's a spot there that they built in Calico Basin for handicapped people that you can take someone in a wheelchair and take them out into a mountain path and get into an extremely mountainous, gorgeous spot on the earth. Yeah. And there's over a mile of wheelchair route through this area. It is beautiful. I mean, I just have to tell you, it is just a wonderful spot to see. Anyway, Tom, I want to get to the meat of the matter here. This is probably why a lot of people here may have tuned in here. And as you know, and I don't, I probably should know this. I don't know. Siri is talking to me. Go away. Anyway, somebody posted that, who is the oldest in the old fart group, and we know, I know that there's guys there that are in their 20s. Okay. And they've asked me, can I join? And I've invited some people that I know that aren't in the senior life. Huh?
It's a state of mind, Bob.
Yes. And it's I usually say it's an attitude. Okay. Yeah. If you're going to be an old fart, and, so anyway, I know that there's been a wide range of people. Anyway, I just found it interesting. Over 280 of you responded to that post on Facebook, with your age and where you live and stuff like that. And I went through that list one by one myself and kind of kept a little ledger when I hit somebody. And when I finished, our oldest old fart is Bill Grace. And I want you to meet Bill Grace. Bill?
Hi, everyone.
Hey there.
Great to see you.
Welcome. Good. So, Bill, I'm going to, I want to introduce you to everybody here. We have, Tom, are you looking at the show?
Yes, I am.
How many we got? What do we got?
Right now we have 14 in.
Oh, okay. Good.
We have 14 in so far.
Okay, good. I haven't even looked at any of the stats or any of the stuff going on here. So anyway, okay. So Bill, I don't want to embarrass you at all. Okay. But can you give us a little your background? This is a unique thing I think about my show that's different. Is I usually, some of the other shows you see the same people over and over again, and usually on my show you see people you've never seen on the drone talk show circuit here. So this is, I really feel honored to introduce you. So kind of give us the rundown. Where were you born and how did you get to here?
Thank you, Bob. Where was I born? I'm originally from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I'm a old Yankee up in Pittsburgh, and I went to school there. I was raised there in the area called the Hills District, a well-known part of Pittsburgh. There I went to school. After school, I finished, and while in school, I got involved in photography. I was a school photographer. I took pictures of our classmates and stuff like that for graduation, things like that. And also worked in the weekends at a photographic store downtown, which gave me an opportunity to try some of the high-level cameras and stuff, and which I could never afford, but I could use them on a weekend.
You could see what they were, yeah.
Yeah, like a Leicas and cameras like that. So I got pretty good at it. And after graduation in 1946.
I was just going to tell you, I was going to ask you to tell us, you graduated in 46?
47, June 47.
47.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And that kind of puts it in perspective for a lot of people.
I would think so.
After graduation, I went to work for a newspaper, one of the two African-American newspapers in the country called the Pittsburgh Courier. And what they wanted me to do was to photograph the department store windows for the advertising department. So I went down at nighttime when nobody was around and the windows were lit up and everything. And with the use of a Polaroid filter, I was able to get shots to show no glare and everything like that. So that was my job, and I really enjoyed it. But then again, I became about 23 years old, and I was almost ready to get out of the draft, but the draft caught me 23. So I rather than go to the Army and listen to the Air
Tell
Force.
us again, Bill.
Yes,
Which conflict was that?
Korea, to the Korean War, the Korean War.
Wow.
And
Wow.
rather than go to the Army, I went and joined the Air Force. And at the Air Force, to my surprise, I wanted to be an aerial photographer. But the Air Force had a better idea.
Imagine that. They would put you in that job.
Yeah, they had a better job for me. Decided I should be an aerial gunner.
Point and shoot.
So I went out to Denver, Colorado, gunnery school, 8 weeks out there. I spent a week in Nevada, Nellis at survival training. That's part of the training for aircrew before you go overseas. And I became a gunner on a B-26. Went to Korea.
Wow.
Spent a year and a half there, flew 55 combat missions on B-26 as the lonely gunner on the B-26 aircraft, and returned to the States. And at the States, I decided to make a career out of it. And I stopped flying when the Air Force gunnery system became more avionic prone, and I decided to go into avionics. And that's where I got my electronic background and became avionics chief when I retired. So, but
wow.
All the time when I was in the military, I still did photography, things like that there. And
it's in your blood.
One day I woke up and I says, I had 23 years. I says, I'm getting 66%, 2/3 of my money if I retire. So I'm working for 1/3 pay. And I says, nobody would work for 1/3 pay.
Right.
So I decided to retire. And another reason why I retired, because the Air Force's government at that time was outsourcing a lot of its work, maintenance and things like that. So I formed a maintenance company, Grace Industries, $3,000 and a used truck. I decided to bid on contracts, and that turned out to be a 50-year stint. This year, I've been in business
50 years, did you say?
50 years.
Yeah. Wow.
So we had a very large company. We have over 400 employees, and work in 6 states, and one of the largest maintenance companies in the state of Virginia. So I've done pretty good in that respect. So
oh, great.
Lately,
now, Bill?
A year ago, I decided it's time for me to back off from the company and let other people handle it. So I'm doing that. I did that, and I just
a year ago?
Yeah, just a year ago. Yeah.
All right. Listen, you guys who want to retire, listen, that was what? You were 91 then, right?
I feel embarrassed at this point.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
They give me more time to do some of the things I want to do, because I've done so many different things over the years. I've done everything from restoring automobiles. I have 3 restored Mustangs, which I restored.
That's 65, the blue 65.
Yeah,
that's yours?
On my Facebook page, that's mine. I drove it yesterday.
Ah, so hang on here.
I did that. And like I said, I have a lot of interest. Drones. The drone is my big interest. And how I got started in drones, the story goes this way. In 2015, I went to a store, and the guys had drones in there. There are 2 types of drones, unique and DJI drones, Phantom 3.
Uh-huh.
I looked at him, and a guy took me outside, and he flew it, and I says, that's for me. I got hooked on that. I got to have one. So my wife.
I just had to show that.
Yes.
That's the 65,
the 65
Mustang.
Just like brand new.
Brand new.
My wife bought me
65.
a unique Q500 plus drone for Christmas. And that got me hooked. Once I got that drone, in fact, I still have it today. One second, I'll show it to you.
Oh, good.
This is it.
Wow. Oh, that's a monster.
It's a monster. I've been saying it's a monster. And it still flies. If I can remember how to fly it. It's not autonomous as the drones are today.
Yes. Yowza.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, as I said,
that's amazing.
fly all types of drones, uniques, the DJIs, Autel. Matter of fact, I've got this drone here. I don't know if you've never seen this one. It's a
What's that one?
V-copter.
Oh, the V-copter.
A V-copter.
Yeah.
Favorite of Johnny drone flyers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
a
my
great flyer.
goodness.
It's a great flyer. It's no DJI, but it flies real pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. But does it stay pretty stable?
It's extremely stable. Extremely stable.
Huh.
It's amazing how that two props it'll hover better than most drones I'll fly today. It'll hover. Extremely
Really?
stable.
That's amazing. I have not tried a V-copter. Have you tried one, Tom?
No, I've seen it flown. Okay,
Yeah.
but I have not flown one. No.
No, I have not either. And so interesting. Well, good. So 50 years in this business, this maintenance business.
Mhm.
This, I mean, that's an amazing feat.
Yeah.
I'm truly, impressed. I've had a graphic design business now since 96. So it's 20, I think I'm just hitting 25 years now, and I'm thinking that's amazing. I've been in business for 25 years, but that is just tremendous. That's good. I have, so your family,
Yeah.
Your son has written me today.
Ah. He's in drones too. He's a licensed pilot too.
Yes, he
Yeah.
said my drone partner. You're going to have my drone partner on your show. He said my dad.
Yeah.
It's my dad,
So
David, right?
He's a pilot, two engine certified pilot, and I guess he got off his dad. I never flew an aircraft, but drones are my thing.
But you've been on one enough,
yeah. A lot
Yeah.
of hours.
Bill,
a
where
lot
do you
of hours
currently
on it.
reside, Bill? Where do you guys live?
We live in Yorktown, Virginia.
Yorktown, Virginia.
Yes, near Williamsburg.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Familiar with the area.
It's a very difficult area to fly in too, because we have so many military installations and airports here. We have the Navy, which has
Sure.
two places there, and the Air Force is at Hampton. Then we have the Navy, it has on installations too. Then we have the CIA here too.
Right.
You can't fly.
Don't go.
We have
Okay.
the National Park Service. A lot of parks here in Yorktown is a historic area, so you can't fly there. So it's very difficult to find places to fly in this area.
Huh. And how far do you have to drive out? I know I've seen, I'm going to show you a couple of your videos here in a minute. But
I drove to a place called Chickahominy out there. It's about 45 minutes drive.
uh-huh.
A lot of droners go out there and fly because it's pretty good airspace, and it's a RV camp area, and they're very friendly around there. So we fly there quite often.
Oh, good. Well, listen, let me show a few people your pictures, some pictures of you,
Okay.
if you don't mind.
Well, I don't know what you got, but go ahead. We're all public.
Well, I'll surprise you here with a few here. Let's
see.
let's see. Hang on here. So this first one needs some explanation here.
Yeah, I've driven a race car. Richard Petty. Richard Petty has become very good friends. I've used his site at the Charlotte racetrack and the Richmond racetrack. I've been in his suite for race day and everything. So this was my 80th birthday. My son, 80th birthday. I went 143 miles an hour and 15 laps around the NASCAR track.
Oh my God! Oh,
There's a little backstory on this one too. There's no doors on this car, which means you have to be able to climb through the window.
In and out. Yep.
That's right.
Yeah.
So you got to lift your feet up high enough to get in the window and pull yourself in. Also pull yourself out. So
yes.
before I was go there, I had a car in the garage, and my own car. I was getting in and out the window of the car to make sure I could do it with the daytime I had to drive this car. So, but I did pretty good. I did real great. You know, the guy kept saying, "Don't hit the wall," and I
don't hit the wall.
Never make a left turn, right turn all the time.
Right
Don't make a left turn. You know. But it was a great experience. I enjoyed it. 143 miles an hour is fast and noisy. And I mean,
yeah.
You don't realize.
I've been up to 120.
Yeah,
is the fastest. What's the fastest you've gone, Tom?
186.
Oh my God!
Wow.
Also in a NASCAR. Yeah, I did a whole NASCAR certification course. Midlife crisis.
Well, you know,
I didn't get to keep the car, though.
You know,
would have been a midlife crisis if I got to keep the car. But yeah, I did a 5-day certification course, and yeah, it's people don't know. There's not enough respect for race car drivers, and
you have to drive one.
Oh my goodness, the stress on your body, okay, and the amount of focus you got to maintain. You know, it was amazing, and we didn't even get in the cars for the first day. So you know, it was an incredible experience.
Wow.
And Bill, I you know, that's definitely a bucket list item, man. That's definitely a bucket list.
Yeah, 80th birthday. Yeah. I got something to look forward to here. Okay.
You know, climbing in that window was tough enough, and I think I was in my 40s at the time.
Yep. Hey, here's another one here. I want to hear about this one here.
This is a zip line, the tallest and fastest zip line in the world. It's in Hades. We were up over 600 some feet high, coming down. And it goes over the beach and over the water to a little small rock out there, which you land on, you know. So me and my wife did that there. So that was a great experience.
And your wife did it too.
Really into this, or you drag her along, Bill?
Well, she does everything with me. She's pretty. We have a whitewater rafting and things like that. She's.
Oh, we just lost Bill.
We lost Bill.
Well, what's funny is my wife does all these things with me as well, but I don't tell her ahead of time, Bob.
No, my wife she thinks camping is like no room service. You know, that's camping. You know, if the hotel doesn't have room service.
I took it down to Boulder City. We did this bootleg canyon zip line between mountains.
Bill, come back. We got a lot more to talk about.
We'll log back on. We'll fill a little time, but log back on.
Yeah, no problem. All you have to do is go right back to the link that we sent you, restart your computer, whatever you need to do.
Come on back in. We've got more questions.
Yes, I'll see it immediately when you log back in. I don't know what happened.
So I took Roz down to down there, and she thought I was going into some photo warehouse to buy gear or something. And we walked into this place. I handed her a clipboard and I said, "You got to sign off an initial at a few places." And I went up, I paid, and I came back and she said, "Why are they asking me about heart ailments and stuff?" I go, "Because what we're going to do." And she says, "What are we doing?" Meanwhile, there's a 10-foot mural behind her. Okay.
Yeah.
People zip lining. I turned and I told her, "That's what we're doing." And she was like, "Yeah, I don't think so." Yeah. But sweetie, I paid already. And my wife is only 4'11", and on the thing it said it had to be 5'1". Okay. And she said, "See, I don't qualify." I said, "Yeah, but remember last night we went and bought those sketches you're wearing." Okay. And you're over 5'1" now. So she was a little reluctant, but we went down that first.
I would just barely make it, you know.
Yeah, Roz would agree with you there. When Roz saw Bob for the first time, she threw out her arms to hug him. He's like, "Oh, somebody I can see eye to eye with." Okay?
Yes, we're exactly about the same size.
But what was funny was when we got up to the top of the mountain, I think there were about 8 couples, and they asked who wanted to go first. I raised my hand right away. We'll go. And she looked at me like, "What is wrong with you?" I said, well, do you want to be the last couple after 7 other couples go down screaming? I said, let's get it over with. And we went down together, 2 separate lines, and she screamed for 1,650 feet. And when we got down to the platform, I said to her, "Sweetie, we got 3 more." And she turned to me and she said, "Bring them on, bring them on." So we had a blast. I had her up in a hot air balloon recently. And that was another one I had to tell her about because we had to be up at 4:00 in the morning.
Oh, yeah. You went here in Nevada?
We actually went here in Nevada.
Yeah.
It was
up in Spring Valley up there, right?
Over by Spring Valley. Yep. We took off out of there and we went into Red Rock area. It was really beautiful. And we landed right off of Blue Diamond.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
When we
I know the area real well.
Yeah.
I was the judge for the North Las Vegas balloon contest.
No kidding.
Where I was actually, we flew out in a balloon first, the lead balloon, and then we landed and we put down an X, and then probably 40, 50 balloons lifted off, and they had the sandbag and they had to get to the X as close as they could, and this was in areas of North Las Vegas that are now solid communities.
Yeah.
But it was nothing but desert at that point in time. This is going back in the late 80s, early 90s kind of thing. And but I've actually crashed in a hot air balloon. I crashed on a street, and I was dragged, all of us in the basket. We were dragged probably 100 feet. When nobody got really hurt, basket got scraped up really bad. But I've had some hot air balloon experiences.
Luckily that didn't happen with her, so maybe I could get her on another one. So that would have happened. Yeah.
Doesn't it fascinate you how quiet it is?
Until you pull the propane,
okay? Until you fire,
a thunderous roll, okay? But yes, there is nothing as tranquil as being
amazing
in a hot air balloon at sunrise, watching that sun come up on the east there. It was and that light, what amazing color coming across the southwest. Oh, just amazing. Yeah, we want to make it up to Albuquerque, and we want to watch as the hundreds and hundreds of balloons all take off at the same time, and the flicker of light coming from their burn is,
I will
beautiful.
Soon introduce you to Michael, my friend Michael. He's we've had season tickets together for UNLV basketball. This is our 34th year.
Wow.
So Michael's from Albuquerque, and he goes to the balloon races all the time, so we real good. Well, Bill, I'm sorry. I tried to, I texted him here, and I'm not getting any answer. I don't know if he lost internet there.
Yeah, he might have lost his bandwidth.
Something happened. I was trying to, he has some fabulous photographs here. I mean, the Mustang caught me. Is
that gorgeous or what?
I had a 69 Camaro convertible, and my friend had the 68 of that, almost the same color too as his, white convertible top. So when I saw that on his, I immediately knew what it was, kind of thing. So that's quite a car, and
see, I thought I had a long career at 40 years, but not only did he do 23 in the Air Force, then he
did 50
years.
Yeah.
So
yes.
Yeah.
So I want to tell you guys that are feeling achy and painy, at 60 years old, this guy's got 30 years on you, and he retired last year. That's what blew me away when I first.
So this is what I'm going to tell all you 60-year-olds that are achy and tired like me. Retire now, and enjoy. Get out
he's
there and
back.
enjoy. Okay, if
Good,
you can do
good,
it.
good.
Okay? If you can do it. Oh, there he is. Yay! Well,
We were giving advice to the 60-year-olds, Bill. We told Tom is
Bill,
telling them to retire now.
Retire, Bill. I'm telling them retire. Don't try to be a Bill Gracie, okay? Not everybody can pull that off, okay? 23 in the military, another 50 is running a bit. Yeah, I'm sorry, dude. I gotta live as much life as I can right now. Okay.
Life to me is a journey, and I don't want to miss anything along this journey. There's so much out there, and all you have to do is go seek it.
Wise words.
It's not going to come to you. You have to go seek it.
Totally.
Have no boundaries. I had no boundaries. My dad was a great guy. He was not a very educated person, but he told me, you can do anything. And at the time, I thought was impossible. But he said you could do anything, and he was right. If you just try, you don't always succeed, but you have to try. You have to go forth, and also try to get outside your box sometime, your comfort level. People like to stay in the comfort level. Get outside and try to do something different.
Yeah, absolutely.
Excellent.
Great advice.
That's, I totally agree, that, there's no, I get people asking me, Bob, you seem so young. How do you stay in young? TJ, I know, has been asking me that, I say you just have to enjoy every day, no matter what's happening. It's all valuable. Every setback in life you have is valuable, and every positive move forward is valuable. They're all valuable. It's all good. You got to keep punching, right?
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
Bill, so
you
good.
Got some experiences there that we are so happy that you've been willing to share with this group.
Yeah.
What was it about drones, Bill, that excited you?
When I first saw this guy fly this Phantom 3, and it just intrigued me that something like that could hover, and just manipulate. That's why I mentioned my wife, and she bought me this unique drone. Once I got to fly it, it was not as easy as I thought it was. But once I got a hang of it, I just love it, because flying a drone gives you a different perspective of the world.
There you go.
You're looking now from what the birds see and fly, not from the ground level. And that's what intrigues me about drone flying. And once I got into it, the challenge was to be good at it, be smooth operation and things like that there. And I wanted to get the maximum out of it. That's why I decided to get licensed, get certified.
That's a story.
I first tried to get certified before 107 was 333.
333. Yep.
Yeah. And I filled out about 40 pages of paperwork and everything. I had it all ready, had turned it in and everything, hadn't heard anything. So I contacted my congressman and says, can you contact the FAA and find out what's going on? And he wrote back and said, we contacted the FAA. They said they put a hold on all applications because they're working on a new system.
Right.
It ended up being the 107. So after all that work on the 333, they decided to put the 107 into place. And that's when I decided I had to take the 107.
When did you take it?
I took it in 2016, the first time. The second day, I think the 31st of August when it launched, I took it the 1st of September.
That's same for me.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was it.
Wow.
And I recertified 2 years later, and the last certification was the easy one. It was not proper. I took that there early because I want to get to night flying since I fly at night.
I did the same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Night certification.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of information on the original 107 isn't always pertinent to drone flying, but what
No.
it is,
Oh, no.
it's a unique opportunity to become familiar with airman qualifications and being a good citizen in the air, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The recurrent exam is a piece of cake.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So once you get past that first hurdle with that original proctored exam,
Right.
sitting at your own computer, open book style, if you want,
Mhm.
is as simple as it can get.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
A lot more simple than the check flight,
Well,
in manned aircraft. For
one of
sure.
my problems I had was the biggest problems I had was with the METARs. That was strange to me, METARs. But I
Yeah.
accomplished. I kept over and over and over until I finally challenged and got those METARs down pat.
Yeah.
And-
Yeah.
and the
I
problem-
think that was.
METARs, I
Oh.
think, will go away at some point where
Yes.
they'll, we're going to go from ancient hieroglyphics, right, to what handed to us. It's this windy at this altitude. The cloud covers at this.
No.
I mean, to learn
But
all
in
that.
the early days of aviation, where they
Yes.
could only send a limited amount of information,
Exactly.
you know,
The original, right.
Mhm.
The original Twitter, it was less than
Yes.
150 characters.
Well,
yes,
But
So
then
that
they have,
was-
they have the runway markings, which I think is totally out of place. Why would a drone flyer need runway markings if you can't fly on the runway?
To find out when they've landed in the wrong place, Bill. Okay.
Yeah.
We had somebody do that out here in Vegas. Wound up landing at that time.
Yeah, you had one in Vegas land on the runway. So
in McCarran at that time. Now it's
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
McCarran.
Nashville, but yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
yep.
Yeah, he knew what runway he was on at least. So that,
that's what
Yeah.
Yes, we've had actually.
There.
There's been 2 or 3 strip crashes. People crashing drones on the strip. But that one, he started from behind Caesar's Palace. He was on Frank Sinatra behind Caesar's Palace.
Mhm.
so that's
where he
west
took off
of
from.
the strip, and you got to get
Yes.
across all of that to
To
even
get over
make
to
it-
the airport.
to make it
is,
to the airport was amazing.
Yeah.
That he
Yeah, I
actually
mean-
made it to the airport without hitting
Yeah.
something.
Oh yeah, when I hit one of those buildings.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
you
Yeah.
can get Lance clearance on the strip. You can as a 107.
I've done
It's
it.
very limited to where you can fly and things like that. Because the other problem we have here is sightseeing helicopters.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
And you'll say, okay, they got to stay to 500 feet or higher, but remember they got to take off and descend
land.
also. So all bets are off. And what's that big company right at the south of the main strip
Signature.
there?
One that goes
Yeah.
out there.
Right? Signature Maverick are right there,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they're flying constantly, Bill.
constantly in and out every hour or so.
Everybody
yeah.
wants to see the strip from the air.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to see the strip from the ground. I don't want to see the strip from the.
But you got a lovely place at Red Rock Park. Red
Oh,
Rock.
it's amazing, Bill.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, amazing,
Yeah.
amazing.
Have you been there?
Yeah, I've been there. I flew there years ago, maybe about 5 years ago.
My goodness. At Red Rock.
Yeah, Red
Wow.
Rock.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, cool.
I
Oh,
think-
good.
Yeah, Red Rock about 5 years ago. Mhm.
I lost my
Yeah.
first drone in Red Rock. Well, didn't lose it, recovered it, but
Yeah.
it was only basically a half a mile out. So it was like, sweetie, I'll be right back. I'm going to go recover the drone. That's after I had to go down 700 feet.
Oh,
And then out there, so the trip to the drone, was exciting and paid off that I had the drone in my hand. Then I realized I had to come back and climb that 700 feet. So I
Yeah.
recently was out with friends and we flew in Red Rock, and Billy Kyle, crashed his drone into the.
oh yeah, he crashed his Avatar.
Yeah, I was out with him that day. It was
you were?
hysterical, Bill. It
Oh,
was
yeah.
so funny. What was the funniest about that was when Billy finally recovered it, he screamed out, "Got it!" And it echoed all throughout Red Rock. Okay. So, but God bless him, 25-year-old kid climbing through those mountains.
Yeah.
I resigned myself, Bill, that if it went down in those mountains with it
You
did
can
with
have
Billy,
it.
It was living there. That's all. Okay.
It's
Find
going to
it
stay
at that
there.
point. It's got my phone number on it, so if you'd like a small reward, I'll offer one. But yeah, I wasn't going after it. Okay.
If I lose mine, State Farm will have to pay for it.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's what things like DJI Care Refresh and State Farm, personal insurance is for. Absolutely.
Yes. So look at this guy with the GoPro on his forehead.
Yeah, the GoPro. I got the video. GoPro.
Look at that.
Everything's an opportunity.
Oh yes, don't miss a shot here.
Opportunity for content. Hell no.
Yes. So now I want to show you the best part of Bill's life. Okay.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's my beautiful wife. Yeah.
Tell us about this young lady.
27 years.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Yep.
Excellent.
Congratulations. Yep.
She's my spotter.
That's right. That's right. See, marriage comes with its benefits, right? You have your VO, and the VO can't testify against you either, Bill. That's the other good thing.
No. Look at these dapper couple here.
That's on a
was
cruise.
that in Las Vegas?
No, that was on a cruise ship.
Ah.
On a cruise
Well,
ship.
as you know, I love cruising, and we're putting together this cruise here, and for June in Alaska. So I know it's the high season in cruising, but that's also the best time to see Alaska. So
well,
we got.
I spent a lot of time on Alaska.
The best thing about cruising in September is usually not the weather, because that's hurricane season on the East Coast when everybody's going to the Caribbean. But you're going to Alaska, and the weather's going to be phenomenal.
Oh, perfect. Just perfect.
The best time up there is that time of year.
Oh, I know. And that's why it's the highest price time, too.
Yeah,
I hate to, I'm not trying to make excuses, but yeah, that's the high price time. Look at this couple. How long ago was that?
Whoa, that's been maybe 7 or 8 years ago.
Oh, okay. God, God, you guys look like teenagers there.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes. So I want you, everybody to really pay attention to this. That age is not something you have to be old. You don't have to grow old, right, Bill?
No. Oh no, don't definitely.
You do not have
It's a number that's planted upon you. That's what it is. It's a number you put on you. That's all. But,
that's right. So I want to bring up some of your videos here. I'm gonna. Let's see. I got to open a Google tab here, and I've got you right here. There, this is Bill's page on Facebook. I'd like everybody to go over there, and you can friend Bill and take a look at some of his incredible work. And I also enjoy his music choices here. Stevie Wonder and Billie Eilish.
Spectrum there. Yep.
I like that spectrum. That is wonderful. Oh, that's great.
Hey, Bill, what drones do you currently own?
Oh boy, 15. Okay.
15.
Let's go back.
Turn this down.
I got the latest one, the Mini 3 Pro. I've got the Air 2S. I've got the DJI 3 Pro. I've got the Mavic Air 2S and Air, the Mavic Pro and the Mavic Pro Zoom. Phantom 4, I got 2 Phantom 4s with two V2s, 2 pluses.
Right.
I have Autel Evo Pro 6K, and I also have the 8K camera, which I switch back and forth between that same drone.
Right.
Yeah, they're interchangeable on those. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Interchangeable payload, yeah.
and I also have the Autel Light.
So
I
it's
had
easy to
some
say,
options,
Bill,
you know,
you
I gave about 7 of my drones away to the Boys and Girls Club and a
nice.
school, an elementary school here for their program.
Oh, good. They're teaching kids.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Are
So,
you
Bill, it's
teaching
easy
them?
to say you have an Air Force.
Yeah. We had drone camps 2 years ago for 8 years to 16-year-olds, sponsored by the Tuskegee Airmen, and DJI gave us 10 mini drones for the summer camp. So we had a summer camp.
Great.
We taught them on the drone flying and the safety and things like that. We had first responders come in with their drones from the York County Police Department and Fire Department and show them what the aspires sort of look like and things like that. So we had a camp for 2 weeks. I had for the young kids here.
That's
Wow.
nice. That's great.
That
That
is
gives
just
kids
wonderful.
an opportunity to find something of interest in this.
This is Chickahominy. This is where we fly a lot of time, the Chickahominy area.
And you said this is like
Beautiful.
45 minutes from you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just trying some different type of things. I was trying different types of flights.
Lots of it's a
It's
target.
like a delta there, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely a target-rich environment. Yeah.
We can fly up to 400 feet here. This is open rate up to 400
So
feet here.
it's G.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What they call grandpa airspace there, huh?
Yeah.
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 Airspace, we call go for it.
Go for it.
Oh, let's see. I'm looking for another one to share here, Bill. Which is a good one here?
Go back up the one at night. Is there one for Christmas
Yeah.
time?
Yeah.
This Christmas at night.
Yeah. This is Christmas in an area, an industrial area around the place I took for Christmas time. This is one of the places we have our contracts at office areas.
And what drone is this?
This is the Mavic 3.
Okay.
And me and my son were flying at the same time. You know, just like he kept an altitude, I kept maybe 50 feet. We kept 50 feet difference between our drones. We would tell each other where we are, so we wouldn't clash with them.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is the Mavic 3 with 1-inch sensor.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Well,
I don't know if you guys seeing this at home are seeing this in the quality. I'm looking at this, but you know, you need to go to Bill's channel here and Bill's Facebook page. Do you have a YouTube channel, Bill?
No, I don't. Mm-mm.
I looked for you on YouTube. I didn't find.
Yeah, I did too. Yeah.
Some of my photography, I have a photography channel. It's Unique Photography LLC.
Okay.
That's my award-winning photographs are.
Gotcha.
Unique Photography LLC.
Well, you got to get up on YouTube now. Okay? Come on, you're a youngster. You got to get up on YouTube now.
I watch a lot of YouTube, but I don't have a channel.
How did you you know, all this back photography skills and dealing now with drones that have such an almost automatic camera? I mean, do you ever shoot in auto, or do you only?
I do manual. I do manual. I shoot manual all the time. I like my cameras.
Yeah.
I shoot manual.
Yeah.
Yes. You set the shutter speed. You set the aperture.
Manual.
Yep. You get a lot more control over it by shooting manual.
This shot here, I had to go up 700 feet. But I could get 700 feet because I had a 300-foot building, 350-foot building in that complex. So I went 400 feet above the building, so I had 700 feet.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
you know,
that is,
auto settings today are phenomenal, no doubt about it. But if you can hone your skills and learn just a little bit, what you can do with your manual settings far exceeds your capability in auto.
One thing you want to do in manual is make sure you're white color
Your white
balance.
balance, yeah.
Yeah.
And
So I
another
like to see that
important thing,
change.
Bill, is your shutter speed, especially if you're doing any kind of video.
Yeah.
You know, the 180 rule really comes
The
into
180 rule, yeah. If
you
you're
know,
doing 30 frames a second, try to put it on 60 frames a second, shooting
right,
60 frames a second, which
right.
means that you're going to have to put in ND filters a lot of
Yeah.
times to get that, to be able to do that.
Well,
So I
out
have
here,
that
Bill, we got
ND
no
filters.
choice.
I use ND filters all the time.
There's always an ND filter on mine. If not
Me too.
a 32 or 16 at
Yeah.
least.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's right.
Out here, my drone needs sunglasses just like I do. Okay.
One time I take them off when I fly at night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I put on a UV filter at night.
Yeah, I'm. You know, it's nice now
Yeah.
that the filter companies are realizing what us photographers have been doing for years,
Yeah.
keeping UV filters on our lenses. You know,
Yeah.
it protects your investment, so to speak. Okay,
Yeah.
especially now that I'm banging around with an Avata. I like having UV. I like having any kind of filter on top of there. I don't care what it is.
Yeah,
You know, if it saves me a camera lens, it's paid for itself.
yeah,
You know.
yeah. All good. Good.
Nice stuff.
Well, I'm just thrilled with this, Bill. I mean, this was excellent there. Just excellent.
Where do you want to fly? Where do you want to fly, Bill, that you haven't flown yet?
I don't know. I bought the DJI latest FPV drone.
You bought the Avata?
I sent it back, and I never got it all the way open. I said no, I don't want to do it. I'm not into FPV.
What stopped you?
I just have a problem flying with goggles on. I can't see who's around me, you know.
That awareness around you.
Now,
yes.
what's going to happen with this remote ID coming in place? I have some uneasiness about the regulation itself. The part is that everybody will be able to see who you are, where you are, and who you are, where you're flying from. Yeah. I don't mind authorities having that authority, which is okay with me. But the average person out here who is non-drone prone, you know, finding where you are and you can't see who's coming up behind you.
We already have a Karen problem, right?
It gives me a little headache. But then again, I find a way that you could have the goggles and not use the goggles and use a tripleplex monitor and see the same thing by taking a USB-C cord from your goggles to the USB-C on the monitor tripleplex, and it'll have the same display.
Yeah.
The problem is, well, I'm a fan of the Avata, okay, and what I like about the goggles, Bill, is what I like about my experiences in photography over the last 40 plus years is even with the introduction of digital in photography, and I was an early adopter. I had a Nikon D1 when it was released, okay, and that was a battleship. That thing, that was 2000 in 2000. And again, they didn't come out with rear screens until several years after that, where you could actually use the rear screen as your viewfinder. And still to this day, owning Nikon Z level cameras, mirrorless cameras, I still don't use that screen on the back unless I'm going to menu dive for something. I'm using the viewfinder. I want to be fully immersed. I want to be able to compose the shot. And to be honest with you, Bill, I'm hoping, because these goggles are not called FPV goggles, they're called goggles 2, that in fact, they'll open them up to where OcuSync 3 camera drones can be used with these goggles. I love that, because now I'm fully immersed and I can really frame the shot. Now, I'm much younger than you, but these eyes aren't getting any younger. Okay, and being out in the bright sunlight, even with the RC Pro, it's still difficult to frame your shots. It's still, you know, it can. I had a Crystal Sky 2000 nit brightness monitor.
I have to have a Crystal Sky too.
Still upset that DJI didn't continue to support that the way they should have.
No.
Yes.
I mean, that was no cheap investment, right?
I know it.
So
$1,000.
2000 nit brightness was exactly what was called for. And to abandon that platform was a mistake on their part. Now, I think wearing the goggles really puts me into the shot. Okay. And now, realize we've gone a whole 180 with drones. When drones first came out, I've been flying drones since 2011, 2012 in some really funky drone setups. And it used to be, how high could you fly?
Yeah.
Okay. But there's nothing interesting to look at when you're up there. We've all seen it from the window seat on a
the
commercial
airplane.
airline,
Yeah.
right? With the Avata, I'm able to go down low. I'm able to go through gaps. I'm able to do things I couldn't do viewing a screen. Now, my wife loves it because I'll do exactly that. Straight out from the USB on an OTG cable out to the phone or the tablet.
But she can see what you're going on at the same time.
She can see it. She can see it. Okay. As far as the situational awareness, I'm completely aware of that issue. And that's why she's usually, I would say 99% of the time, if she's not going to be with me, that guy with the long beard is going to be with me right there. Okay? So there's, you can't fly. I don't think you can fly FPV alone. And especially,
I don't think it's, not legal. And, but still, I just, it seems like that you got to have somebody with you to,
and
you easily get lost.
We're all voicing the same concerns here. We all drive around with license plates on our cars, which is fine. Anybody can see who we are. And if you want to have a vanity
nobody
plate,
can take a picture of my license plate and know my name. Not a
only
normal
the
person.
Only the authorities can run your plate, okay, and come back with a name and address. I don't like this idea that you know who I am and where I am specifically. I mean, we already have a problem in this country with Karens, okay, and that's going to create some issues, I believe, and unfortunately, no matter how much, and it's not so much the FAA, okay, people will blame the FAA for this. It's Congress, okay. Congress mandated that they have to know who each and every one of us are when we're in the sky. It's a little ridiculous.
Well,
what do you think, Bill?
They mandated the fact that they have to know who's operating, where you are, and what's above in the sky. But I don't think they mandated that it had to be the general public could have it. I think the FAA is hung up on that for whatever reason they have, which is haven't been explained to me the reasoning why they should do that.
I have no problem, Bill, with somebody holding up their phone with like a Flight Radar 24, right? I can look at police helicopters and go,
oh, yeah.
I know the whole number. I know where
Flight 24. I do Flight 24.
Yeah, right? I have no problem with that, okay? But who I am and where I am, look, if you think I'm doing something wrong, you have my FAA registration number. File a complaint.
That's it.
Okay?
I'm with you on that.
Don't come hunting for me.
I think most people feel that way, Tom. Most people feel that way. They don't mind.
I think so too.
The authorities can have that there, but the general public has no reason for it at all.
Hey, Bob, you see what
totally agree.
Jim's droning just said? Think
What's
if
that?
you strap 10 sticks of dynamite around your waist, not many will approach you. No, but you can have other issues there, Jim. Okay.
No, that's not the peaceful world we want.
Okay. Yeah.
I think it's going to take somebody to get hurt before they realize that. Our government
Somebody's going to get attacked,
not proactive. We have a reactive government rather than a proactive.
Yeah. Society in general is reactive, Bill.
Yeah.
I agree. I totally agree. Yeah.
So we in fact, Bob and I were talking about this the other day. Is if you're going out to fly a job, and I'm not talking about recreational now, but if you're going out there to fly a job, wear a vest, bring cones with you.
Yeah.
The more official you look, the less likely somebody's going to get up in your face.
I have my jacket.
Yeah.
I have a jacket.
Yeah, well, I have a vest on. Yeah, out here we can't wear jackets, Bill. Come on now,
it's a jacket. FAA certified. See, so
Certified
from the
jacket. Yeah.
government.
Please
They take it
stand
from the
back.
government.
Yeah. You know,
I should have had one today.
it was funny at Red Rock. At Red Rock, I was flying in Red Rock, and my wife was there. And for no other better term, a Karen came our way.
Oh yes.
You can't fly here. You can't. And my wife was ready to say something, and I was like, no, don't say anything. It was funny because within about 20 seconds, a ranger pulled in to the lot. So she ran right up to the ranger.
Oh really?
He's flying a drone here. He's flying. And I said to the wife, watch this. The ranger
Watch
turned
this,
around
yeah.
and said, oh, is he? What kind of drone? I love drones. And he got out of the car. He got out of the Suburban, and he came over. And, you know, he stood next to me. I had and I wasn't flying with goggles. And I was like, hey, how you doing? He goes, good. I won't bother you until you land. And I was like, okay, I'm landing now. And he's like, oh, which one was that? And at that time, it was the Mavic 2. He goes, I've been thinking, is the Pro or the Zoom the way to go? Okay. Aaron standing 10 feet away, like, you're not going to do anything? He goes, no, this is completely legal.
This is a legal spot.
What's the problem?
Yes.
And she stamped off in a huff. Okay?
Yes. The state of Nevada has determined that's a legal spot to fly drones.
Well, the thing is, preemptive regulations are required in all 50 states so that these local little municipalities and villages and incorporated towns can't make up their own laws.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? Imagine trying to fly cross country in a commercial airliner if you had 10,000 jurisdictions you had to pass through that each had their own regulations. So that's why I'm kind of one of those people that's a fan of the FAA. Now, the FAA has been keeping our airspace. I know precisely how long, because they came out the year I was born. Okay. They've been keeping our airspace safe for 64 years. Okay. And I think we have an obligation to be good citizens in our airspace.
I totally agree. Today, for I've said a few times online here, but I got to fly today my first zero altitude approval. I had to get an FAA COA today, and I also had to coordinate with the tower at Nellis Air Force Base.
Military
I
base.
was less than a mile from the Air Force Base. I was photographing a new training facility, a huge new training facility for the Metropolitan Police Department here, which includes, we have North Las Vegas, Henderson. We have what's called Metro Police Department, which is kind of combined a bunch of the county police and the city police. And they built this huge training center out right at the foot of the runway of Nellis Air Force Base is where they built this building. And they hired me to shoot drone footage of there today. And it was a thrill I've never had. I can tell you, it was great. The people I had to deal with at Nellis were like happy and cheerful, and it was not a problem at all. I talked to 3 different people at the tower there, and I had gone through the drone zone and filled out all the requirements, and I had and got all the approval back, and then Drone Zone wrote me, and I had made a mistake on the longitude and latitude.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was using the digital, and I didn't know that there's a digital and an analog longitude, latitude. So there's so anyway, so that's what I had to correct. And then they gave me the approval, and then I had to get the approval from Nellis Air Force Base. So
I've got the same a couple of COAs from Langley Air Force Base out here to fly in the city of Hampton, about 4 places, and I've got it for a year, so that I can fly between but I can only fly at night at 2 places. I can't fly at night at one of the other places. They won't authorize.
You got the 10729 waiver. Was that it?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Night operations. Yeah.
Night operations.
Night operations.
That was prevalent in the, up until, what was it, a year and a half ago, where they made it
recurrency. Yeah. With recurrency, you're certified as a Part 29 right out of the test.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah. And it is. And I took all that stuff about the cones in your eyes and your depth perception at night.
Yeah.
And, all that stuff. I made sense. It was good education for me. I think I'm a.
Yeah. Back in the days, I had to stand watch in the Navy on board ship. And that was one of the things you were taught right away. Scan the horizon. Don't look directly at lights, If you're going to spot something, it's going to be off your peripheral. And then you can start to hone in on it. And the same thing comes true now. I mean, look, Part 107 is something that I think everybody should take an attempt at, even if you don't plan to do any commercial work.
That's true. That's why I did it.
Like the other thing is when you have a situation with your drone up in the air and you lose connection and stuff like this, people panic right away and they don't know what to do. ADM, aviation decision, comes into play. Stop. What do pilots do? They grab a binder and open it up. And they go through. There is a damn checklist.
Hopefully they have enough time to do that,
Well, you know what? You'd be surprised, because if you think about how smart our drones are, when I say checklist, a checklist should start with a pre-checklist. How many people go out there and don't set their RTH? They don't set their return to home altitude.
Yeah.
Okay. It's 50 feet, but you are flying amongst buildings. Okay. Yeah, that's not going to be a successful operation if something goes wrong. Also, now with these FPV drones, the great thing is there's a pause button. Whatever you're in, hit the pause button. Stop. Think. What do I do?
Your photo drone too now. Latest photo drones has a pause button. You can stop.
Yeah.
Just stop, recollect yourself, find out what's going on, then move forward. Where you are, if you get disoriented, hit the pause button. Then look around and turn around and turn it back on, and you move on.
Right. Especially if you're flying with a phone. Okay. If you're still flying with the phone, I suggest you look to upgrade. I mean, even the RC, the DJI RC, man, that's a wonderful all-in-one. Okay. You yourself, Bill, said you have V2 pluses, which means you had the built-in crystal sky screen, the 5.5 on those, right? But the problem with a phone is you're going to get interrupted.
Yeah.
Okay.
The phone's going to
no way.
The phone's going to overheat on.
So what do you fly with now, Bill? What's your go-to, Bill?
Well,
what's your go-to?
I have a smart controller, and also the smart controller 1,000 nits. I have a monitor that's 2,000 nits, which I can hook from the smart controller to the monitor to get it even brighter if I need to with my smart controller. Also, I use the RC, which is the latest one that would come with the minis. I have that there.
Yeah.
Then I have a Tripleplex 8 and a Tripleplex 7. So I got quite a few, and also the Crystal Sky, which I have.
Yeah. Now I use the Triple Tech today.
I don't use the phone at all. I don't use the phone at all. Everything is, a lot of vision, larger, those type of units. I don't use the phone at all.
Yeah. I was so pissed at my phone for, because it kept getting dark. I was using an Apple phone, and that's when I said, I had a iPad Mini 5 that I was using for a while, and that was getting dark too. When it hit about 90 degrees here, it would go dark. The drone would still work, but that would go dark. So I got the Triple Tech in January of this year,
and I'm very happy with that. And of course, I got the Mini 3 also, and
I take and use my controllers now. I put a quarter screws on there, and I put them on tripods. So I sit on the tripod, put tripod down. I got a little seat, and I sit on the tripod and I operate it from there. You know, instead of holding around my neck and stuff from my hand, it's really easy to fly that way.
yes, and then you have that 2,000 nit screen.
Yes.
Mounted in front of you.
Off the smart controller.
Everything's on the tripod. Yeah.
So an HDMI, it's connected to HDMI connected.
Yes.
Coming out of the controller. Yeah.
Yeah, coming out of control, HDMI into the.
Yeah, it's a great setup. Yeah. When I was at the recent UAV commercial expo here in Vegas a couple weeks ago, and there was a vendor there with a 2,500 nit brightness screen.
Ooh.
Okay. So it's a bit on the heavy side, and yes, they had it on a tripod mount.
Yeah.
Connected to a controller separately. So actually, the person was standing up operating the controller, but the monitor itself was on a tripod. 2,500 nit brightness. No problem seeing that in direct sunlight at all. See, now the new iPad, the new iPhone 14 is supposed to have an incredibly bright screen.
Yeah, but they dim. They dim when they get hot.
The problem is
I haven't seen one in
Samsungs. Will say they have a 1,200 nit brightness screen. That's 1,200 nit brightness for about a minute and a half until it steps down to 600 to 800. Yeah. It's bright enough so you can see who's calling you. Okay. Okay. So yeah, you need purpose-built accessories.
Yes.
It's just like in photography. You can go cheap, right?
Yeah.
But
I have all types of accessories.
The quality accessories will last you. Yeah.
I have all my drones in cases.
Yeah.
Yep.
I have cases for every
me too.
drone.
Not at the moment. I've got drones out all over the table directly away from me here. I just downloaded all my stuff there.
Oh, you see, you got original Dobo. You got the Dobo covers.
Only the original Dobo.
Yeah. Original Dobo. Because there's a guy out here making them too.
When Ken was out of Vegas, he gave me these. I had already ordered a pair, but he was out here and he goes, "Oh, take these." And it was the fluorescent yellow, which I love. I mean, this thing is, I nicknamed this Bumblebee. So now it's starting to
It is noisy. It is noisy.
But
it is noisy. That is a noisy drone.
Okay, but in comparison to
you're
flying a Mini 3 Pro, Bob. That thing is really quiet.
Yeah, I know. Well, I flew the Air 2 today, but
this thing is comparable.
You remember the DJI Air drone?
Oh, the first one,
Air 1,
sounded like a horde of hornets.
Yes, it was loud.
Yeah, but you know what? This drone is comparable to any Cinewhoop as far as yeah. So it's no different than any.
They're all loud. Really. Yes, they're screamers. Yes, we understand.
By nature of the ducting and that it's a pusher, that it's going to be loud. It's a higher frequency. But
good deal.
So
listen, guys, I think it's about time we got to wrap up here.
Wow, look at the time.
I'm thrilled. That might be our longest show ever. But I have to tell you, Bill, I am so appreciative that you took the time to do this and introduce, yourself to, our Old Farts drone community here. And for those of you in their 50s, 60s, and 70s that feel like you're an ancient old fart, wake up. Let's go, guys. Okay. Yes. I want Bill has got to be our role model.
Give me hope, Bill.
Yes. Bill Grace has got to be my role model. That's what I'm going to say from now on. So go ahead, Bill. You take it. It's all yours.
What do you got to promote?
Say hi to your friends and family.
No,
is your wife nearby? Can she poke her head in?
No, she's in North Carolina right now.
Okay.
She's watching there. But I'd like to give a shout out to our drone club here in Tidewater UAV drone club here. We meet once a month, the first Sunday of the month, and we have quite a variety of people who are part of it. We have men from NASA who build experimental drones in it. We have ex-pilots from the Navy, the Air Force. We have young people who are flying FPVs, and we are trying to solicit more of younger and some females to be part of the organization. It's just a group of guys who get together, and girls who will talk drone and pass our information. I am the person who is in charge of the regulations. I'm supposed to keep track of all the regulations that keep the Karens from bothering people, and also our local legislators from putting in laws that'll hinder our drone experiences here. So I'm constantly working on that and work with legislators, because every once in a while they want to do something to hinder, you can't fly here or do things like that. But I've been able to ward all of it off in this area in Virginia so far.
Excellent. Excellent. Excellent.
It's a labor of love. I love what I do. I love flying. I love a lot of things I do. And this is just part of my life.
Oh, excellent. Excellent. I think that could be another purpose of the old farts with drones, is that find out who your legislators are, find out who your city councilmen are,
That's where it starts.
who your city, county commissioners are, find out who these people are and open a line of communication up with them, because this is going to start spreading this drone fear. I'm sure
when they realize they're not dealing with a bunch of kids.
Yes, it's
they got to deal with old thoughts.
Yes, now they're dealing with people that vote, and I don't want to start any politics here, but they're dealing with people that vote. So we need to make sure they understand that.
That's true.
AV8B Harrier. I like the hat.
Okay, Tom,
Aviator.
take it away. Say your goodbyes.
Hey, everybody, thank you so much for stopping in, and really appreciate you. And those that come in on the replay, Bill has given us a new mark to hit for here, okay? Bill, a great ambassador of the community. We really appreciate it. And we all need to be good ambassadors to the community, and that's how we'll grow even larger. And Bob, always a pleasure to hang with Bob Dempsey.
Tom, keep in touch, please.
Oh, absolutely. We will. All right, everybody. Thank you all. I'm going to end the show right now here. So I appreciate you all coming. I don't know how many we got here, but I do see so many of my good friends here in my chat here that I have barely gotten to touch tonight, or today. And I will see you all again. I'm on the drone therapy show at 5:30 this evening, and we're going to do adult drone humor tonight on drone therapy at 5:30 Pacific time and 8:30 Eastern time. And boy, I think it's like 2:30 a.m. GMT.
Yep.
Something like that, and we have, I know today we have multiple people in here from Ireland and the UK and maybe Australia, I think I saw here, and definitely Canada. I don't want to miss Canada, our friends in Canada.
Yep.
Yes. All right. We sure appreciate everybody, and thank you very much.
Thanks, everybody.
See you in 2 weeks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.